Well, I'm Taylor Spradley. I'm an outside hitter from Gadsden State, and I'm a sophomore.
Not only are you a sophomore at Gadsden State, you're also now the ACCC Co-Player of the Year, an ACCC Champion, an NJCAA District Champion, and the NJCAA Gulf Atlantic District Tournament MVP.
Yes.
How does that feel?
It's definitely a lot. It's more than I thought I would get at a college level. It's nice to know, and it's wonderful to tell people if they ask or something to talk about.
How does it feel when, you've been here for 2 years, so to see all of that kind of come to fruition for you as you move forward?
I guess there's not many players that are that successful at a JUCO, and I couldn't have done it without my team. This team was special to me. I've only played with them for 2 years, some of them not even 2 years, but it feels like I've known them my whole life, and to know that we left a legacy here is wonderful.
From the first day of practice for this 2019 volleyball season to now, where do you feel like your team has improved the most to prepare you for Kansas?
I think it was right after we had the little tri-match here. I think that's when we really kind of peaked, and at the conference tournament we peaked. And those practices in between that were really tough, and I think Coach Clark and my mom did a good job at preparing us for the tournament, because they told us it wasn't going to be easy. We were going to have to fight for it, but we had a good chance to pull it out, and we did.
There are several sophomores on the team. Obviously, your titles help you be a leader too, but who else on this team do you feel like really has driven the ship to get to this point?
I think each sophomore does it in their own unique way. Like Shelby, she's very vocal on the court, as Aubrey as well, and Maddie just, putting the ball where it needs to be, mixing it up for all of our hitters, because sometimes she'd set back and they would always follow me, and that left them wide open to put the ball away. And Grace and everybody else, just when they weren't in, they were on the bench cheering, or when they were in, they were cheering. So they played a part in each in their own way.
So it's been posted on social media a few weeks ago, and now you've got all these titles. But tell me, do you watch at all, paying attention to having 595 kills and being first in the ACCC, or is that something that just doesn't even faze you?
It's something to be proud of, and that I didn't know till you just told me that I had that many. But my goal was to beat my kills from last year, and I had 499, and I beat it. And it's just these little things that are nice to know.
We're gonna do two things. The first thing is I want you to watch this video and tell me what you were thinking, and you may not remember, but just talk about the experience, because I've had people asking me, what happened? She fell on the floor. Everybody else is over there in a dog pile. So I thought, what better time to find out than to ask you right now. So if you'll watch this and just give me a little bit about what's going on in Taylor Spradley's head.
Honestly, I was glad the set was over, because it was so exhausting. We played for 5 hours. So that was kind of part of the reason, but the second part of the reason is I kind of had to have my own little moment. I wanted to have my own moment, and when I did lay down, I did start crying, and it was just a good feeling. And I told Mom, and she said she would have done the same thing. So I think I did it when we won in high school too. So it's special.
Talk about the feeling in the room as you guys got to 14 to 11, 14 to 12, whatever it was before that last point. Did you feel the room literally just changing? Like the crowd was into it? What did that feel like?
At the start of the fifth set, I could tell that the crowd was more involved, in the fifth set because we had gone up a few points and it was back-to-back a few points. And then when we switched sides, I think we were up by 2, I think. And the whole thing started with us getting to I think like 14 to 12 or 11 was when Landry got that kill. And then I had went in and got that kill to put us at 14, and Zoe hit that one and we won. And I could tell everybody was involved. It was great.
Well, what has it meant to you to get to play at a community college for 2 years after high school and to really continue your career?
Well, at first I didn't really want to go to community college, and because that was in my mind. I just didn't want to go to community college, but I realized that in the long run it was better for me, and for me being able to learn better with smaller classes, professors that are going to help you, and be able to play the sport that I enjoy to play.
Say what you want to the community, to Gadsden State, whether that's a thank you and then really telling them what you guys need from them as y'all make a trip to Kansas in 2 weeks.
I guess I want to just say thank you for I guess Coach Clark and my mom and Mr. C and the community and all the fans that come and watch the games for supporting us and supporting us at the conference tournament. The basketball coaches were there, some of the teams were there, which I appreciate, and everybody else does too. And I'm thankful for my team and that I got to leave a legacy here.
Talking about the legacy y'all are leaving, what does this mean, what do you think this means for Gadsden State in the future?
That I think we're not going to be looked at as, I guess, the weak link, because that's kind of what it was, and that we're not the only team that can win a conference championship.
Orsini to serve. Big point here, Busby drops it in. Gadsden State wins it.